camera, sound, marker, and action. Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host Mikey, a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today, well, I'm going to be fitting in a quick session before our Confluence the Living Archive tabletop RPG playtest under GM Vanua later. That is a mouthful. But yeah, it's just a quick update. I am still active in Wuthering Waves. I have been doing the dailies. I am currently, I'm an active player. So they just released version 1.0. You know, it is a big week for the games I've been playing: Final Fantasy XIV, Elden Ring, Wuthering Waves, and then next week we have Zenless Zone Zero. So welcome in Vanua and Blushing Peony. Let's visit the new story of version 1.0 of Wuthering Waves. But before that, let's set the mood with a couple of trailers which I have yet to watch, but which people are raving about. The announced trailer for the continuation of the main story of Wuthering Waves 1.0, and the launch trailer. So let's go ahead and check that out. Alright. This is a featured cinematic titled As Fate Has Decreed. Please put on your headphones to experience Dolby Atmos. Ooh.
Sentinel Jue saved us from the morass of wars. It embodies the hope of our people. Its future is Jinzhou's future. And its past mirrors that of Jinzhou's.
Ooh. Oh, she was plucked by Jue.
Are you still with me? Our Central Secretariat has ratified your succession. This ceremony with Sentinel Jue will be the final step.
Understood. I'll mend our city's scars from battle beneath the Crescent.
I know you will.
Lighting is so good,
We
Chad.
have a long way to go. Now, stay focused and walk ahead with confidence.
In the wake of war, the populace suffer. leader must unite for serenity to reign. Tread with caution and join our sacred duty to defend the city and its folk with honor and fervency. The rite has concluded. From this moment on, you will be Junshi, the new magistrate of Junjo, as fate has decreed.
Jinshi will serve your will.
That I underestimated the quality of that trailer. The cinematography was like, people like to people like to meme, right? They're going like, "Holy nuclear, this is cinema," stuff like that. But then they go, "Oh, put your headphones on for Dolby Atmos." But I don't the melding of the 2D and 3D, the smoothness of it all. It looks like they are using. It feels like they are using some of the in-game assets, but of course, with the lighting, with the cinematic lighting, the post-processing of everything, each shot, like, this is the tone that I feel like Close Beta 1, the beginning, really tried to set. I've seen clips of Close Beta 1 footage of the first initial encounter with Crownless, initial encounter with with the people, with Chisia, Yang Yang, Paicher. It is very different than Close Beta 1. But yeah, like this, everything about it. It's just wow. Wow. I mean, yeah, like cuts like this, right? I mean, it's all about execution. All about execution. The ascension, the rise, right? Um the struggle. Basically, for context, this character, Chinshi, she's the current magistrate, and of course she doubts, she being so young, she doubts her own capabilities, and being assigned magistrate at a time of turmoil, especially with the dragon, the guardian dragon missing, and a lot of things going wrong. She took it upon herself to find the dragon. So it's about her search for that. And of course, it's like her giving up along the way, but of all the weight of expectations after the succession. I'm not sure who this is, but she's very popular these days. I see her trending. Probably the next character. But yeah, I don't know what it is about the blending of the lighting, the art, the assets that just was just so impressive and just so smooth. It's wow. Wow. I just like that's just a short trailer, but then I'm just very impressed with the cinematography. That's all I can really say about that. Trailers. Limbo's put out one about the new iteration of Basic Challenge boss run mode. Apparently, it's one of the fights we'll be fighting mimic enemies and mimic your units. No, mimic tiers. Fighting yourself. Imagine being free ren and fighting yourself. I will say though, like, if you haven't watched Free Run yet, I highly recommend it. But there is you'll know what I'm talking about in terms of like mimic tiers. Presentation is top. Yeah, I mean, you got, especially in this space, of gacha gaming. Like Wuwa, I am still an active player. I will admit I stuck around because I got super lucky with my initial 10 pull, where I got 2 copies of Tien, but I tried to pull for Tien C Magistrate, but I had to pity her, so like, oh well, it evened out my luck. But Overall, like it is, yeah, it is rough, but the voice acting, I will say, definitely got better. As you can see now, the English voice acting here, I don't have a problem with it. So I heard also from certain comments and threads that the new storyline also had better English dubbing and quality in general. So it feels like, well, they didn't really get a chance. Like, this is uncharted territory. So their initial output, well, that's it. They can't really revise it. But the closed beta, I don't know how far closed beta went, but there was obviously something lost in the rewriting and them overcompensating for the comments they received during closed beta 1. So now I feel like you just let Kuro. I'm gonna say it. I never say this expression. Let Kuro cook. All right. Like, they clearly in my opinion, they clearly overcompensated. I watching from close beta 1 to current release. There are better things in the current version of the initial act, but it is still very rough and it didn't blend in well with the later parts of the story. So they overcompensated. The rewrites happened. It was very rough. English dub fell by the wayside as well, probably because they were meeting a deadline. All sorts of things could have happened behind the scenes, but now it feels like I know this is just a trailer, but we're gonna play the story ourselves for a couple of hours or so, see for ourselves if they hit their stride again. If you just let them tell the story they want to tell, will we get an enjoyable story to come? So it's a very crucial moment as well, because we do know Zenless Zone Zero is going to take a lot of the attention as well away from Wuthering Waves, which is why they did push for 1.0 over the weekend, over this week, because Zenless Zone Zero is coming out next week. And I mean, of course, you have Elden Ring and you have Final Fantasy 14. So you have people here trying to vie for the attention of, anime Japanese games. Oh, Doobscan, welcome in. Hello. At work, can't hear you. Hope stream is going great. Hey, Noobsgang. Thanks for being here. Zen, thank you for coming here and lurking. Let's check out the new soccer short. And then let's go back to Wuthering Waves 1.1, the launch trailer. I want to see it. And then let's just jump into the story really quick. We don't have much time because I do have a playtest session later. Honestly, every time you hear magistrate, you remember the Witchfinder General gives relationship advice. One of the jokes was overuse of the phrase, lay hold on him and deliver him forthwith to the magistrate assembled in the court of the shire in which he dwells. Hopefully they will blend it better upon re-recording English lines. Maybe it'll be opportunity to change some stuff. Yeah. Again, I don't know how far close beta went, but because the feedback was so visceral and that they had the opportunity to change over closed beta to open beta to today, I'm gonna just trust in Kuro now to okay, now that no one else is gonna get a chance to preview these stories beforehand until you release it, then you're gonna get your feedback. And I doubt you're gonna be able to heavily revise it like you did in closed beta because we are live right now. All the more is, yes, I'm pretty sure they took a lot of the comments to heart from the beginning, and that's in their mind as they make these stories. But hopefully they're gonna be willing to take more risks and solidify themselves as, as Wuwa, as nothing too generic. But yeah, clearly so many things were lost. We finished the main story before 1.0. It felt like it was supposed to be an Avengers Endgame moment, but there were characters we didn't even meet. I was trying to hype myself up. The music was great, the animation was great, but they clearly didn't have the pieces in place to put that together. It was kind of like releasing the Justice League movie prematurely before getting everyone's, they tried to pull a Marvel. They tried to catch up with Marvel. DC tried to catch up with Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they realized, they didn't have the time to create independent movies for each Justice League member before releasing Justice League. They were late to the game. So they released Justice League first, and sure, these people are very popular characters, but for the cinematic versions of them, it just suddenly the Justice League is together, and you're like, okay, is it a good movie? It wasn't a very good movie, but it could have helped, I guess, if they went through the whole process, if they were allowed to cook, as the kids would say. But are we pulling today? Diwata, I already pulled off stream. I should have pulled on stream to get that streamer luck. I should have, because I had to pity. Thankfully, I didn't have to. I didn't have to swipe the card. I was able to get Cincy. But have you seen that? I just watched a trailer, Dewata, and I was just awed by the overall quality of this trailer and the cinematography and the lighting and everything. Just, I mean, we'll watch it again before coming in. But welcome in, Dewata. Yeah, I'm trying to fit in a quick session just so I can get some of the 1.0 story out of the way, because we will be having a playtest session with Confluence under Vanua. Excited for that as well. But speaking of Confluence, what we have here, Duata Streams is one of the contributors, one of the major contributors to Confluence the RPG. Confluence the Living Archive, a tabletop role-playing game with a super evocative setting. Gives you a lot of freedom to play. Currently in playtesting phase to refine the mechanics, refine everything about it before its full release. Hopefully they'll blend it better recording. Oh, I read. Yeah. I supposedly, I don't know. I heard that the English dub is better in these patches moving forward. Possibility of Justice League movie very long time ago, like in 1970. Yeah, there were some classic DC films, right? Like, well, I know Superman. There were like some there were classic Superman films, right? They started shooting it, but then Australian government basically killed it via long debates about how to properly tax them. Damn it, taxes, ruining things for a lot of people. Yeah, I'm surprised you are streaming. Anon, thank you for the gift sub. What the heck? Again, thank you for all your support for the channel. I don't know why my alert box looks like it's stretched. I probably stretched it accidentally. But thank you for the donations. Thank you for all that, like whoever you are. And again, thank you to everyone supporting the channel. Just being here is already a huge support. But again, all your support goes into the Tabletop Cinema coffers, which we use to commission art and to hopefully, slowly build the dream moving forward. And I mean, good news also, the artist I'm working with is already working on further developing Miku. Then once we have her full character sheet, it'll be easier to get more emotes, merchandise, all that based on her. Also tell stories with Miku. But that's just one thing among many things that I do want to try doing. Like the next step, I guess, is adding another day for solo RPG day. Like just a stepping stone to kind of get into the vibe of adding more tabletop RPG energy into the stream. But we'll see. There is still a lot of games to play. I am still enjoying what I'm doing, but I also do hope that it is still enjoyable for you guys, because I do want to be better for you all. There just wasn't a lot of movies filmed. It was new for lawmakers. Okay, so it wasn't the right time or place. There was, I remember, Linda Carter and Christopher Reeves, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, the Adam West Batman. I don't know if Marvel really had a presence in cinema back then. But yeah, so Stalker 2 is something we're also I did get the I finished out my Stalker collection. I think I bought Call of Pripyat. Was it Call of Pripyat that I bought? I finished the classic collection. I mean, I bought the classic collection to finish before Stalker 2. What was that? Pseudo Giant? Well, you know what? Fighting blind dogs was not that bad after all. The last clip you showed with the cute little kitties, it's like, I don't want to kill those kitties. Even if they ravage me or anything, I just want to try and pet them. Let's drag you back to Rostock. Remember, don't shoot at this beast from an RPG when you're close. It might ruin your sunrise suit just a bit. Sunrise suit? Okay, is this a dog now? Oh, what the heck? That's not a dog. That wasn't a dog. Oh my god. Dude, is the swaying and everything like part... Is that a cinematic quality, or do you get like the shaking based on like a panic meter? Is there gonna be like a sanity panic thing going on? Because I love the look and feel of it, but also that's probably gonna ruin your aim for it. But yeah, Stalker 2 is also, we're gonna be getting into that. There wasn't just one yeah, the different versions. Alright. I don't know as well, but it looks good. Again, whenever the more I see a Stalker 2, I'm worried about my computer. I'm worried about my computer. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it, but as long as there's DLSS, there's a chance to at least get some good quality out of it. Okay. Oh wait, this is version 1.1. I'm sorry. Version 1.1. Oh, obviously version 1.1 is released. Okay, this is the 1.1 trailer. I believe this includes gameplay elements. Then I want to watch the trailer again before we dive into the story, because I really enjoyed that trailer. So this is the launch trailer? Or is it the same?
I can feel the Sentinel's presence inside,
Oh, okay, this is different.
but it's not responding.
Okay, this is more or less in-game. Female rover, man. I love her. I still love her design. Hey, it's a snowy biome. I love snowy biomes.
This Ouija board and the Sonorosphere, they are both a puzzle and an answer. Allow me to demonstrate the proper etiquette. Clear as a blaze. Crosscut, sever. Beckon the divine flames.
Damn it! I already used up all my pulls for Cincy.
Storm is coming. Some people must be itching to pounce.
Oh, this is 1.1.
But we both have something
Okay.
we'll fiercely defend. Shine forevermore. Divine moon's blessing. Moment of awakening. Sacred light. A fateful clash between the Sentinel and myself that would shape the fate of our city.
This game is almost over.
Restore the time.
Wait, was that the Yandere? Changli?
Unfounded confidence arise.
He once said it's not easy to become a candle of light, but I still want to try. I want to see if I can ignite a spark of hope for Jinzhou.
Looks like Yay Miko, actually. Off Eons. What the hell? You're like a cube. Oh, that's cute. Oh, what the heck? The only reason to use Chisia, sadly. Oh, new mechanics. Okay. Leap device. Chrono sorter. Yeah, the booba physics are wild in this game. None of them, it's like none of them have support. You need a support. And not the healing kind. What the heck? Oh, new, oh, kitty. Right, okay, new stuff to farm. Thankfully, we already finished our data bank, so all we have to worry about is the new ones. Yeah, they need to... I know it's a minor thing here, but then... It's a bit much. I've seen clips of the booba physics working, going haywire on elevators. Like the. Wait, Chang Li. Wait, was she the one that was one of your other stalkers, or is that someone else? The one who was giving all Yandere vibes. So about Stalker for stealth even in the first game. Noise meter, I'm pretty sure they're gonna include that. Well, I do like stealth elements for sure. Some mutants can mess up your movements. Maybe, like they shake the ground and then or they roar. That would make sense. Okay, that's cool. Okay, again, let's watch this again. I want to watch this again because I was just admiring the quality of it, but wow. Okay. As fate is decreed. Put on your headphones for Dolby Atmos, they say. What was a good volume earlier? 30, right? Okay. Let's turn down the
Sentinel
lights.
Jue saved us from the morass of wars. It embodies the hope of our people. Its future is Jinzhou's future. And its past mirrors that of Jinzhou's.
Are you still with me? Our Central Secretariat has ratified your succession. This ceremony with Sentinel Jue will be the final step.
Understood. I'll mend our city's scars from battle beneath the Crescent.
I know you will. But remember, you have a long way to go. Now, stay focused and walk ahead with confidence.
In the wake of war, the populace suffer. A leader must unite for serenity to reign. Tread with caution and join our sacred duty to defend the city and its folk with honor and fervency. The rite has concluded. From this moment on, you will be Jinju, the new magistrate of Jinzhou, as fate has decreed.
Jinshi will serve your will.
All right. That was good. That was a good one. Well, let's see if the story holds up. About Stalkers and Stalker, one fan at first wanted an English tattoo with the title, but then decided to make it in Cyrillic, and people why aren't fans of the games may misunderstand it. Oh no, that's a danger of having tattoos made in in a language you're not familiar with. Like I've seen stuff of like, funny stuff, people putting Chinese characters or Japanese characters, and it sometimes doesn't mean what you want it to mean. One thing you have a lot of fun with for Dawn Trail? Identifying plants in Tural, comparing it to the real life versions. Ooh, yeah. Like the relative to the Atis. When we were getting when we were getting tacos in the story in the early part, I was like looking at the food as well. Like, oh hey, look at these pineapples. What kind of fruits do they have? They have bananas as well. And then how it was plated as well. And there were also nachos on the table, right? And different kinds of skewers. It's nice looking at, learning about a culture through its plants and flora and fauna. Actually, that's one thing that I wish there was more of, actually. Well, haven't really explored much, but it would have been nice to have a lot of non-combat fauna. Maybe like little deer just hopping along. Are there? I don't think there are. You just have like a few mobs strung about in the world, but not exactly like visual design flora and fauna. I mean, that is Madre de Cacao. The flowering trees are all around the main city. The pink flowers, Madre de Cacao. I did notice those trees as well. I'm saying, hey, that's not in yours, yeah. And of course, since it is where Popotos are from as well, right? I haven't seen a Popoto yet. He makes it Cyrillic so it won't be read by English non-fans and misunderstood as such. Okay. So he intentionally made it into Cyrillic so people would not misunderstand. Okay, that's being aware that he's one step ahead. The fan is one step ahead of, the misunderstanding of the tattoo. He's in control of that misunderstanding. He owns that tattoo. There are non-combat moms around, yes. Yeah, I should pay attention more to that. I should pay more attention to that. Because I've just been going from one quest point to another. And the weather is just so terrible, usually. But we did get a spot of good weather. And I ended up with this random cute... Like, I was talking about the... Oh, here. Like, the weather was good for a time. And the lighting's good as well. For some reason, I thought about, like, since we were, like, making a float and everything, I was reminded of the Namazu quest line with the with the Washoi thing. But yeah, I finally got good lighting in terms of like the environment and everything. Like I actually, like they said when when Erenville was introducing this area and saying colorful and everything, but in the cutscene it was dark, it was raining, there was no there was no color whatsoever. And then when the sun finally came out, I'm like, oh, that's what Erenville meant. It is colorful up there. And then, like, what waterfalls in the distance are you talking about? Because it is like blurry because of the darkness and the weather. Like, oh, these waterfalls was what Alize was talking about. So yeah, your weather can, I mean, it adds to the story for me, I guess. But sometimes you want the perfect weather, you know, while you're questing. And this is like, it just reminded me of this. The whole quest line just reminded me of the float building quest line. Reminded me of this quest line, and it was one of my favorite mounts because there's one Namasu here who is still he's trying his best. He's trying his best, chat. He's like, when you're flying, he's just like hanging on. Like he's still hanging on somehow. Yeah, he's just I don't know, maybe he was just so into the festive mood. Like he washoyed so hard, he ended up like this. So like washoy responsibly. Also, I started to worry about the lighting is great. I also realized that this bunny girl face really didn't change much. That's why I didn't really notice much of a difference. But I did see that other races do have very different faces. And I'm going to pay attention next time, but supposedly people are having problems with blurry graphics. And I noticed it with, like, I don't know if we encountered the problem, but like I noticed like, wow, this is like terrible texture on my armor here. Like what's going on? Like compared to like this, it's like something is going on here. Because when I looked at the screenshot of just before, like the last thing I ended up with, the textures look sharper for some reason. And people are saying it's because of the forced DLSS or FSR, the forced upscaling. Some people seem to be having a problem with that. So when I log back next time, I'm gonna just try to make it active. You cannot disable DLSS. Like I wish you could, but I'm going to try to make it at least enable only when it's under 30 FPS. But my hair seems to be okay. Like some people are having problems with texture, like hair textures not loading properly. Some people are even saying that the resolution scaling changed it from 100% to 99%. So there are some quirks in the implementation of the modern graphical features. But really the biggest difference I see, a good improvement, is the eyes, really. That's why they're showing it off here in this setting. While the textures didn't load properly in my cutscene, they did take advantage of low light, you know, the catch light illumination here, like the little, like if this is a live set, you'd probably use like a snoot or something really shaped to like spotlight, you know, create a little slice of light just on the eye. It's a very dramatic effect. Because, you know, eyes being the wind of the soul, in a low light setting, in an introspective mood, it's nice film language to like illuminate the eye like this with a slice of light. I mean, I personally find it a very nice effect, and now they can do it because of the upgraded technology. But yeah, my bunny girl is essentially the same. Like maybe like the skin texture. But they didn't change much from this bunny girl because, I mean, I guess it's already a pretty face. We were already perfect. Anyway. Yeah, it's like I really don't see, like, this is the previous version. And then this is us now. So it's very similar. But yeah, I just have to keep an eye out for that because people are having problems with the graphics. But this is the weather I was in, okay? Everyone was saying, the beautiful, colorful, blah, blah. Alice is like, look at the waterfalls. I want to, like, relax and, like, meditate under a waterfall. Like, okay, Alice. Let's just let's get out of the rain first. This is my weather for most of our MSQ. But also the weather effects, though, pretty nice. Yeah, I think the VR overall had the least amount. It changed the least because we were a later edition. So our geometry, I guess our polygons are already there. But you know what wasn't future-proof, Dewata? I unlocked Pictomancer. I unlocked Viper. And then I said, ooh, I'm gonna get an artist beret. No Vera hat. It's like you had how many years? Whatever. Is it because it's a reskin of old, like the initial equipment coffers look like this looks like old armor. But this is from the new set from that you get upon landing. The Viper, well, the Viper looks different, but the Pictomancer outfit, the starting outfit looks kind of Bard-esque, like it's slightly modified. So maybe they just used existing assets and they thought, well, you're gonna replace that anyway. It's just your starting coffer. So maybe they thought, let's just not invest time in that and just focus on future models and content. So maybe when there are actual new models and skeletons for these things or whatever, then they'll fit our little bunny ears, I guess. But hell, even the cat people, they get to wear the artist beret. It's unfortunate. Anyway, thank you for joining us for the Just Chatting segment. Yeah, that Namazu is just so out of it. All right, let's just do a few quests. I also want to more. I'm curious about the English voice acting. Like, did they get the recording issue sorted out? Aside from the acting, of course, is the sound mixing better? People are also saying they had performance issues with the new patch, but hopefully we don't run into that. I'll just do... Oh, Huanglong Pioneer Association Award? Sure. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Our poor bunny ears. Like, I just wish for more animated, hat-friendly bunny ears.
Here's to a world
They also
of
voice the
discoveries
NPCs now.
and
This is
wonders.
new.
Hello, welcome to the Pioneer Association's Jinjo
And they didn't force him
Ranch.
to do an American accent. They actually let the NPCs... I feel like they let the NPCs use their native accent. But that's also a new addition here. They voice the minor NPCs. Did we get any new tools? I don't think so. Oh. Another waypoint. Okay.
One moment, please. We're connecting to your terminal.
They also voiced some enemies in the world. When I was fighting them, some of the exiles I noticed were like grunting in pain and saying a few lines as well. So it makes the world feel a bit more alive. Also, if you want to improve the contrast in your game, I think it still applies. This is also misleading in terms of the graphic setting. So usually you don't mess with brightness, right? But apparently it's more accurate to say this is gamma. So if you put it in medium, the contrast, it makes the game look super washed out. Some people like totally zero, but I don't like the crushed blacks. So I kept it in between the midpoint and zero. And it kind of upped the contrast a bit. So now you can see the shadows are a bit richer, but you can still see detail in them. The blacks are... Yeah, the blacks are blacker, for example, the boots here, but you can still see detail. But it doesn't look as washed out, as gray, quote unquote gray, as setting it in the middle. So the contrast definitely, like here, it's super nice. Darks are darker, lights are lighter, but not so much that they become crushed or overexposed. You want that balance. Okay. What's this? Is this the... Oh, this is the meme you're talking about.
Says that introduction music.
What the heck?
Music is sinful. The rest of the time will be spent in silent contemplation of the suffering of our Lord. I am the Witchfinder General.
So
of the
this is what you're
colony
talking about. I've never seen this
Amazon.
before.
Today we shall be answering questions from a pamphlet called Our Relationships and delivering judgments based upon the word of God. And
It's
the
a
Lord
rendition of original early modern English pronunciation. Oh.
My son is smart, athletic, funny, but our relationship hit the rocks through all 4 years of high school because of drugs and bad grades. The day after he turned 18,
Let's
he moved
listen to
out
one
in the middle of the
question.
night, either to his 15-year-old girlfriend's house or to his mom's. I don't know which, since both
So he gets,
are
okay, he
stonewalled.
gets
He has
actual...
a bright future,
He goes
but I
into
don't
actual
think I can live
Reddit
this way
and...
anymore. At the same time, I wonder if I'll regret not trying harder to help him.
There is but one way to help your son. Lay hold on him and deliver him to the magistrates assembled in the court of the shire in which you dwell. There
That's the
testify
line.
unto them that thy son is rebellious and will not answer to thy voice or chastisement. And if the judgment of the court sees fit, thy son shall be put to instant death.
I found my sister's boyfriend.
Easy. That's how you do it. Colony of Massachusetts Bay. Drawing from the word of God and the Puritan laws of Commonwealth. I shall deliver this comment unto the magistrate in the shire in which I dwell. I've never heard this accent before. An accent reconstructed by a linguist and Shakespeare scholar. That's our best guess as to what people in southern England sounded like in the 17th century. Fascinating. I am educated and now I feel more holy. Thank you, Vanoa. I shall take the advice to heart. All right. So we have a new companion. This is the start of the Huanglong 1, Act 7. It's Act 7? So we're in Act 7 now. Jinzhou Rising. Head to Panhua's restaurant and talk to your friends. Now, I wonder if our friends sound different this patch. After the Battle of Norfall Baron, everything came to an end. Your friends are calling you for a meetup with snacks at Panhua's restaurant. It seems they like to know more about that little one from within your body. Oh right, there was a little Pokemon thing which sucked up the darkness or whatever. Thank you for the lurk, Vanwa, and if we don't see each other again, we'll see each other on the session. See you in a bit. But yeah, anyway, for those who are playing Wuwa, try lowering the brightness, as I said. It's actually gamma, and you might actually get a better picture. It won't look as washed out. It's a nice little improvement, as you can see with the contrast. Alright, let's talk to our friends.
Over here! Been waiting for ya.
The audio's mixed better.
Yang said you had a super cool little buddy to show us. Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh no, chat. We have an animal companion now.
Out of your tacit mark? Smells good. So, is this how it first showed up when you guys were in the Norfolk Barrens?
Yes, back then as I fought off those tacit discords, a burst of
Yang
energy
still Yang
erupted
Yang.
from that statue.
It's like our Paimon now.
Two forces clashed and collided, and later, one of them emerged victorious, vanquishing the other in a violent clash.
This is what happened in the last mission, right?
General GN and Rover later told me it was this little thing coming out of Rover's body. It was blocking or even consuming the overflow of Threnodian power. It
Okay.
reminded me of how Rover once absorbed frequency energy with her body in a similar fashion. So, we took her to the academy for a checkup with Baiju. Apparently, this little one is what we had detected before. It's a speculated space or organism hidden inside your body. Now we finally know.
Yeah, the recording quality is a bit better.
It
Yang Yang still
shares
Yang Yang, but
similar
she has a bit more
frequencies
life,
with
I think.
tacit discord's reverberations. It resembles an echo processed by the data bank, stored inside your body instead of a terminal.
Uh-huh.
In other words, it's your own echo, captured or absorbed at some point. Without you, it can't manifest. That's why Baiju couldn't confirm just how you absorbed that echo back then. Was it you? Was it the little one? Or maybe the two of you together? And Baiju discovered more after analyzing your spectrums. She found a new power source within you, similar to the Crownless, but even stronger.
Stellaron?
This power comes from the tacit discord you defeated in Norful Barrens. So, the excess energy this little thing had consumed somehow ended up in your body, available at your disposal. In other words, there's a deeper connection between the two of you. Or, according to Baiju, it's a convergent codependency.
Okay, that's new. We're back to proper nouns. That's new. What does that mean?
To put it simply, you are connected.
Okay.
While you are two separate individuals, your energies and vitals can affect each other, for better or for worse.
Ah.
You may even feel each other's emotions. The bond between you and this creature is symbiotic. As it strengthens, so do you. However, if one is harmed, the other suffers. Fortunately, since it can't ever leave your side, it's not an easy target for attackers. And if they do strike, it can seek shelter inside your body for safety.
What is it? Yeah, see, the writers are aware of what they've done to the rewrites in the first act. I think I understand. Sounds complicated. Let's talk about it later. It's not as bad. It's not as bad now. I understand the terms now because I have been doing dailies, so the words, I'm used to the words already that they're using. I think I understand.
Okay, now that's pretty much it. Baiju was going to explain it to you herself, but she has to go check on a newly appeared sonorosphere in Jiaozhou.
And Yang Yang sounds more alive.
Wait. This is too much information for me to process. Let me get this straight. So, it helped Rover fight off the Threnodian? Seriously? This teeny tiny thing could do that? Seems unlikely.
And again, the recording is so much better. I can't get over it. Performances, your mileage may
Don't look
vary,
down on me.
but the recording is better.
You'll regret it when you learn what I'm capable of. That poker-faced researcher was absolutely shocked when she examined me. Said I'm not just any echo. I'm a super-duper cool one. Rarest of them all.
This is a familiar voice. You sure you didn't add anything extra?
Oh, actually, while those aren't Baiju's exact words, that is what she meant.
There's still no text log. What did she mean?
She mentioned highly intelligent echoes that can act on their own in other countries.
Oh.
Said they are involved in every aspect of human life with unique abilities beyond our imagination.
Oh my god, they are Pokemon.
Those echoes are rare, though. Neither I nor Baiji, an ecoacoustics expert, have ever seen one in person. But this little thing here, it could be one of those foreign echoes.
That's a tacit mark.
Yeah, makes sense. Now we just gotta figure out where it came from. Who knows? We may find other cool echoes in that place.
Are you seriously buying all this already?
Well, both General Jian and Baija have confirmed it. No way they're lying. I'll admit the thought of someone else having an echo inside them sounds pretty crazy to me. But with you, anything's possible. You can absorb reverberations with just your hands, like the legend says. So maybe one day you just stumbled upon this little thing and soaked it up like a sponge. Sounds feasible, I guess. So, do you know where exactly she absorbed you? Huh? How am I supposed to know? Why don't you just ask her?
I don't have my memories. Because they know I don't remember. Sure, she can ask. It's not like I have the answer.
Tusk. Don't take that tone with me.
What tone?
Even if echoes can have memories, they probably wouldn't remember things earlier than their first manifestation. I wonder if that's the case with this little one, too.
Aha! Finally! Someone with common sense.
Okay.
That green-haired, serious guy asked me a similar question. Sorry to disappoint, but I really don't remember anything before I showed up. Maybe... I was just sleeping inside her this whole time. So of course I don't remember. Sleeping? Seriously? It's been so long. All those happenings, all that fighting, and you didn't hear anything? Well, that's... Your sleeping quality is really something.
The leaves in Tural give pretty good XP for gatherers and crafters. Nice. That's good quality of life there, so you can catch up with... There's just so many job classes, and if you're leveling all your crafters and gatherers, that makes it so much easier. Actually, like, how long do you think it would take to level a Viper or Pictomancer to level 90? Like, I might actually consider using a Viper for MSQ, but I don't know. It's a different story. Yeah, I googled a bit and people are saying Bozja is still like Bozja and then Deep Dungeon Eureka something, and I got a PTSD flashback of Deep Dungeons. I used to do that. I used to do that to get all my jobs to level 80. Like, I grinded the hell out of that Deep Dungeon in the Far East area. No thanks. Like, I'm done with that grind. Never again. Eureka Orthos is pretty hard. I heard it is the deep dungeon of the next stage after Stormblood. Deep Dungeon. My god. So it's like, yeah, I'm left with what? Bozja, Deep Dungeon, Daily Roulettes. So, I guess I'll stick to a Paladin. Also, I should have done this beforehand, but I was doing the old Paladin rotation this whole time. I did not know they overhauled the Paladin in 6.3. No wonder why it seemed weird. Like, why are certain things activating, or why are certain things still active when I do this? So I did remember my rotation, but I was doing the pre-overhaul rotation. So it was bad. So now I know why. So later on I realized maybe I should activate both cooldowns at once. The Requiescat and fight or flight. And I also was wondering, why does fight or flight say all damage now? I really remember it being only physical damage, which is why I only use it for my sword rotation. So yeah, then I googled it a bit more and oh shit, you're right. They did overhaul Paladins in 6.3. So now you do the 25% to all damage and then you activate Requiescat. And that's why could I do Confiteor right after I activate Requiescat? Didn't I have to consume the charges first? So anyway, yeah, it's a big overhaul and I much prefer this now because they removed extra steps to get to those big combos, to get us to like a 60-second kind of DPS window. So yeah, now I know better and I should play my paladin better moving forward. But thankfully, like it's also a testament to how kind of intuitive the classes can be, because on my own I just figured out, wait, it doesn't make, like, my old rotation doesn't seem right anymore. So I slowly adjusted over the course of our stream, and then I started activating both cooldowns because it made sense, and then the Confiteor combo. And when I looked at the optimal rotation and the balance, I kind of came close. I'm like, oh, okay, I came close to the rotation. So it was reassuring that I'm not a bad player after all. Montage of me dying multiple times as a paladin over the course of our stream. You're about to give Trust a shot. That's also another option, right? Trust dungeons, just grind Trust dungeons. I hear they may be the least efficient, but they may be the most convenient because you're not waiting on anyone. You can just pause for whatever reason and you do it at your own time and at your own pace. Well, I mean the pace of the Trust, but you know what I mean. Like you're not dependent on real people and their time and skill. So we'll see. Like I kind of enjoyed I demoed Pictomancer. I enjoyed it, but I feel like if I do decide to Pictomancer's MSQ, I'll overshadow Kryl. I want Kryl to represent Pictomancer, and I don't know if Erinville or someone is going to become a Viper, or if we're gonna get a Viper party member, or if we're meant to be, you know, the Viper representation, kind of like how Dark Knight, right, was in Shadowbringers. And Walker, you could have been the only Reaper, I guess. Anyway, this is an important cutscene. I forgot to snooze the ad, so sorry. Ad breaks in a second. We are meant to be Viper. Yeah. Well, of course, you could be any class you want, but thematically, I feel like, okay, maybe I should be Viper. Endwalker, though... Oh, no. Endwalker was Paladin. Endwalker was Paladin face. And that's why I felt so good being a Paladin, because it seemed... You know, I don't know. I felt my role within the Scions as, you know, the tank, the Paladin, the protector, the support, bringer of light, whatever. And that is cool. I like that. And for people who enjoyed Final Fantasy IV, you could go from, you know, Shadowbringers to Endwalker. You go Dark Knight to Paladin to follow the path of Cecil. So that's pretty cool. You could do that if you wanted. And then, yeah. But I don't think I'm gonna force it. I don't really feel like grinding 80 to 90. But some people are doing that, I noticed. They are using the early access as an opportunity to level up Viper and Pictomancer, and then they will start MSQ upon the actual release date of Endwalker, of Dawn Trail. So I guess I could see the logic in that. Are fates even efficient these days? I don't know. Maybe. Like, if you go... Like, we're just talking about 80 to 90. We're not grinding 90 to 100. We just want to be Dawn Trail ready for Viper. Fates give pretty good XP. Should we do Fates in the area already? Wait, no. We'll be under-leveled. But... 10 levels below, we can still contribute to Dawn Trail Fates, right? Okay, you have to stay in Endwalker area. Sure, that's for 80 to 90 then. And I'm surprised people still recommend Bozja, but I think I'm also out Bozja'd. I ended my relationship with Bozja after the amazing, memorable experience of the Lubrum Rouge Savage. Like, I experienced that hardcore raiding lifestyle in FF14. I tried it, and I'm good. You don't get good XP? Ah, damn. I thought it would be like in other MMOs where you're a low level and then you do high level content and you get a boost of XP. That's unfortunate. So you just gotta be where you gotta be for your level range. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Maybe. But again, we have WUA 1.0. Diwata, have you seen the latest previews of Zenless Zone Zero? It looks so good. Like, very different from, of course, Genshin and Honkai. Intentionally, because they want you to play all three games. So this might be the one that requires the least time. Since it's a roguelite, there's a hub. It feels like you just jump into a mission, one and done. But the style, like, it reminds you so much of Splatoon and Persona. It's like a mix of Splatoon and Persona for me. And I freaking loved Splatoon and Persona. Like, the vibe of it. Yeah, it feels like, yeah, let's go wacky. And I'm also glad that they're using different models. It's not just, you know, the mommy skeleton or the young woman skeleton or the child skeleton, and they just reskin it with the costume. That's one of my biggest complaints about, well, even Wuthering Waves. It's like they all share the same skeleton, the characters, but in Zenless Zone Zero, it looks like they're actually different. They have different bone structures, different body types. So I'm actually excited for that. You think Storiel, WUA, FF14s are your limit? Yeah, I'm already reaching my limit as well. I have reached my limit. That's why I'm like, where can I fit? Where can I fit this? But I'm holding out hope that you can just jump in and it's easy to do because, again, they want you to play all three, ideally. We had Dawn Trail, though. That priority over everything. We're just not streaming Dawn Trail today because I do have a playtest session in an hour. And I wanted to get this out of the way as well. And I feel like I want to stream the main story of WUA. And I'm giving the English voice actors a shot. I'm not giving up on them yet. And I know we're just listening. We're not even done with the first cutscene. Wait, is the ad break done? Good bot. Sorry, I was just like rambling over there. But yeah, the recording of the English dialogue is already... It fits a bit better. And I can kind of know it. I don't know if it's just me, but Chixia and Yang Yang seem to be kind of better as well. Like, I'm not bothered by them. Or maybe it's because I got used to them already. I don't know. But yeah, lots of games this week. Elden Ring. By the time we're gonna get back to Elden Ring after Dawn Trail, my muscle memory will be gone again. It's like, we're back to square zero. Alright, sorry. Chixia. Sleeping? Seriously? It's been so long. All those happenings, all that fighting, and you didn't hear anything? Localization's still kind of off. Well, that's... Your sleeping quality is really something. I prefer to not stay awake all the time. Or, please no. There are things I don't want it to hear. Huh?
So you've got privacy to be respected. Don't worry. Your body's sound insulation is amazing. You can dive into it, and everything goes quiet.
Oh, okay.
The only problem is, I never know when I'll wake up again. And when I do wake up, I get tired and hungry fast. So I have to crawl back in for more rest. I know. It's all because I'm not eating enough.
That's why you kept disappearing. You went back to sleep from lack of energy. Makes sense. Regular echoes need to be powered by the terminal, too.
Oh, okay, that's the first time I'm hearing it. So regular echoes are powered by our terminal.
I thought you'd be really different from the usual ones we see. Turns out you share a lot in common. So you probably don't know your denomination or a nickname. No wonder everyone's been calling you the Little One. Denomination? What's that?
The universally agreed terms for special echoes, like names for humans. They're named based on their characteristics, abilities, and places of origin.
My denomination. It's... I don't know. Do I not have a name at all? What? No way! No way! That's not fair! If all the special echoes have names, how can I not have one? I don't want to be called the Little One all the time. It doesn't sound cool at all.
Paimon. We'll call you Paimon.
How about this? You help me come up with a name, and I will let you have some of the food. Oh.
Exactly. That. You got the reference. Emergency food. He also loves eating.
There's nothing left.
It's okay, Paimon.
Next time, I'll definitely say some for you. Just give me a name. Please?
Okay.
A name? Now? Yes, I want it now. Look, your name's Tisha, your name's Yang Yang, and you... your name is...
He doesn't even know her name. Miku.
Heh, that sounds interesting. Wait, didn't you forget everything?
I just
How do you
came up
still
with that
remember?
name now. I don't remember. It's a new name. I just came up with it. It's my new name now.
With your old name and memories all gone, it's a good idea to go with a new one. It makes everything more convenient and represents a fresh start.
Yeah, exactly like she said. Every one of you has a name, and I want one for myself too. I'm really not asking much.
Why not come up with your own name, little one?
I just want a name that sounds a little cool, a little special, and epic, and super smoking.
You know, actually, wait. Naming is difficult. That's a long list of descriptors.
Names are a big deal, you know. Like once you have one, it's stuck with you for life. Gotta make sure it's a good one.
True, true.
Can't have people not scared of me when they hear it. No time for regrets here. That's true. Let's see. You want a cool one. What about Echo the Invincible? What do you say?
I'm sure it sounds better in Chinese.
Nuh-uh. Absolutely no. That's too straightforward. It's no better than calling me the Little One. Hey, it makes every difference in the world. I am Echo the Invincible. That's what a hero play character would say as their transformation call. Or maybe, since you can fly and you've got those long ears, why don't you call yourself Righteous Raptor or Valor Hawk or Flying Fury? No, absolutely no. Why do they all sound so cringy?
Cringy?
Why?
What is this
I
Gen
love
Z
it when
dialogue?
people call me the Chinjo Speedster. Doesn't that sound awesome? Huh? Sure, if you say so. Anyway, they all sound like anything but my name. Absolutely no.
Hey, maybe we could get some input from you as well. Absolutely know this, absolutely know that. What do you want? Let's make it simple. Why don't we just call yourself Abby? What is this in Chinese? Let's make it simple. Why don't you just call yourself Abby?
Aha! I knew Rover would come up with a good... Wait, why does it sound so random? You didn't just pick two random syllables, did you?
Absolutely not. Abby means joy. It's what you bring to us. Does it mean joy?
So, is it because I've been saying absolutely no?
No, absolutely not. Why? Isn't that a nice name? Maybe I should come up with a better one. Oh no! Is it possible? Could you solo Fate? I guess... Wait, Is this an Endwalker Fate? Or is this a... Oh. Is this a Dawn Trail Fate? Endwalker. Oh, damn. Where are all the Vipers and Pictomancers? Are you leveling a Pictomancer? Or Viper? Maybe I should come up with a better one.
I meant to tease it as a joke, but I can tell it's upset now.
I think Abby likes it.
On second thought, the name is indeed very important. Maybe I'll have to come up with a different one.
Let's just think of another.
Abby.
It's a good start. Okay.
Abraxas?
Abraxas.
What's wrong? What are you muttering about? Abra... What? Sounds like you're reading a spell. I don't know, but I just have this feeling that this is what my name should be. Okay, ready?
Oh, okay. Hit it. Hit us with it.
Abby. I like the sound of that. That's my name.
I thought you didn't like it.
Of course I like it. You came up with it.
It was a joke.
I was just trying to get used to it, that's all. Besides, I feel attached to this name now.
Oh my god. Okay. How did we get here?
My name is Abby. You will not call me the little one again.
Okay, Abby.
Sure, we won't. Got it.
I will say again, there's something about it. I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, the English dub really got so much hate, and I really feel like they're trying now. They're really trying to be better. And overall, like I'm fine. I'm fine with the English dub now. Pictomancer, how are you enjoying it? I'm not sure yet. Like Viper for me felt a bit. It just pressed the shiny buttons, and I'm sure there are positionals and other nuances to it. But Viper is super fancy and fast, but it's like I'm just hitting glowy buttons and I don't even really understand what's going on. And I noticed that Pictomancer and Viper have taken PvP skill elements with transforming icons, transforming combo icons, and it's a bit to get used to, I guess, outside of PvP, but I like it. So maybe push the glowy buttons and transforming icons is the way forward. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. Like if I can't. It's just me again. I don't know what job to play. Nothing new there.
Well, that didn't work out. I was hoping we could get some answers from from Abby. But now we're back at square one. I really thought we could figure out where Abby came from. It might not lead us to other special echoes, but it's at least a starting point to uncover Rover's past. Then we'll have something to do before asking Madam Magistrate and our Sentinel about it again.
Maybe we can start with Abby's special abilities instead. Each special echo has a unique ability. We can compare what Abby does with our records of other echoes to see where they came from. Besides, it was Abby's power that helped Rover defeat the Threnodian, I suppose.
True. Just sucked out the big boss. Likely so.
Why do you sound so unsure? Didn't you see it all with your own eyes?
It happened too fast. I didn't get a clear look.
Abby, can you show us again? I'm super curious how you did that. Who knows? We might learn something. Well, since you asked, I'll show you how it's done. But this place is too crowded. Let's move to that open spot over there.
All right.
All right, all eyes on me. What's going on? I'll try again, just you see.
We don't have any echoes to absorb. Oh my god, it's constipated. What are you trying to do, Abby?
What? Did something happen? Just a little slip, that's all. I can do it. You gotta trust me. Back then, I just stood in front of her, and that big bad Threnodian monster thing just, it just left. So, you didn't really do anything? Huh? No, I definitely did something. Like I said, I was asleep, and then all of a sudden, I smelled something really yummy, coming closer and closer. It was like nothing I'd ever smelled before.
She finds echoes.
I didn't have time to think.
Tasty.
I just had to show up and reach out for it.
So, maybe Abby's power activates automatically under certain circumstances. Perhaps Abby can't control it yet.
Yeah, it looks that way. You can't even hold your shape for very long yet. Hey! Stop looking down on me. Like I said, it was just a little slip. Really. I think about it. I just stood there and did nothing and ended up beating a Threnodian. Imagine what I could do if I actually tried.
How do you know all these things?
Rover, get behind me next time we run into anything, okay? I'll keep you safe.
Sure,
Promise.
I feel safe already.
You're so real for that, Abby.
You're so
You
real
bet.
for that.
I said I'm super strong. I'll protect her.
That's very reassuring to hear, but it seems we're stuck again. I can't think of anything else to check out.
Let's take our time. There's no hurry.
Knew it. Nothing about Rover's ever gonna be easy to figure out. Maybe we should bring Baija, Mr. Shangli, Yao, and all the researchers in Jinzhou? No, in the entire Huanglong together? They'll do a nice and thorough examination on Abby, and then... Absolutely no! I said no! Told that poker-faced researcher already!
It's for science.
I'll make it clear. I am to stay with Rover.
I agree. Abby cannot leave Rover's side, but we can't just trap her here for research.
I volunteer.
Where did you absorb Abby? What are Abby's powers? And what exactly happened between you two? There's so many questions we can't figure out yet. Our Sentinel Joy can look into the future. Nothing ever deviates from its predictions. It has already sort of guided you to the Norfolk Barrens through Madam Magistrate's messages, right? Now that the Threnodian crisis is over, perhaps you can consult our Magistrate and our Sentinel again. I'm sure they can offer you some more useful guidance.
Alright, nobody knows the Sentinel's missing. I'll pay Qinxi another visit once she returns.
Relax, relax. You have me now, remember? Meeting up with that Jinshi person, getting your memories back. I've got you. Speaking of that, so this Sentinel can predict the future? That sounds cool. The name Jue sounds pretty cool too. It's almost as cool as mine. What does it look like? Where is it? Since we're paying it a visit, this Sentinel should treat us with food, right? I wonder how the food's gonna taste.
Our Sentinel protects every one of us. Of course it's cool. But
Nobody
why
tell
are you
her.
talking about food again? Didn't you just stuff your face? What? Is your stomach a black hole?
It might be.
I can't help it. I'm always starving.
After parting ways with Yang Yang and Chise, you travel around Tinsho while Abby waiting for... I hate that, just like Genshin and this stuff, those black title
Rosa,
cards,
did
you
hear
can't
that?
pause it.
My stomach is growling. I'm so hungry.
I think you do have a black
How about
hole.
we go to that place we went to last time with Yang Yang and Chisha? I love their food so much.
Alright, Abby. I guess I'm taking care of you now. Whoa.
Yummy, yummy.
Mapo tofu.
Hello? Are you with me? You seem a bit distracted. With so much delicious food right in front of you,
Yum.
aren't you gonna try any? Well, if you're not interested, I'll gobble it all up.
We do have a Paimon now.
You've been absent-minded the whole day. Still bothered by that dream from last night? Wait, so you had a dream about the Sentinel? Like the one from your flashback when we saw the Sentinel statue after you lost your memory?
Did we see this before? This time I saw something different.
Hang on, so let me get this straight. The Sentinel swooshed you off to a mountain shaped like a dragon, and then there were all these bad things going on with lots and lots of tacit discords, but the Sentinel saved the day.
When did we see... Only in the
How
trailer?
exactly did it protect everyone again? Oh, in your dream it made the time different there.
Yeah. The time in the mountains seemed to have slowed down from the outside, away from the tacit discords. The Sentinel must have created a barrier by manipulating the flow of time, keeping those monsters out. It was a safe haven from all the disturbances caused by the tacit discords, where people lived peacefully. Also, in my dream, I wasn't affected by the slowed time and could freely move in and out of the barrier.
It's no shock that you have awesome powers, being friends with me. What was that place you dreamed about called?
I'm not entirely sure I heard it correctly, but in my dream, the Sentinel mentioned a place called Mount Firmament.
Mount Firmament? Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Mount Firmament?
What?
I'm sure you're not from around here.
Sir? It's rude to eavesdrop.
Huh? Hold on! Did you just say Mount Firmament?
Oh my! Did that echo just talk?
It's a good friend of mine.
Come on, man, relax. You don't hear an echo talking every day, but it's not that uncommon either. I heard there's a country called Rhinus. What? Anyway, the echoes there are next level.
Huh. So what's up with this Mount Firmament?
Oh, you're not from around here? Well, that explains why you don't know about Mount Firmament. Legends say Mount Firmament is where the first people of Jinzhou lived. It looks like a giant statue of our Sentinel Jue. I've never actually heard of anyone going to that place. They say those who try either get lost in the sea mist or never come back. If you're curious, just head southeast. Mount Firmament is on the east side of Whining Ix's Mire, and you can see it from a distance.
Oh, new region. Okay.
The southeast.
What's your take? Any idea?
The past few days, especially this morning, I caught this unique smell from the southeast. From that mountain they just mentioned.
All the way here? The unique smell. What do you mean?
It's like a strong energy pulsing through the air, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It feels kinda weird, though. Doesn't smell natural. Could it have anything to do with what you said? A place where time passes slowly? Do you want to go check it out?
I mean, what else
I
are
had
we
a
doing?
flashback about seeing their Sentinel. Perhaps that happened on Mount Firmament. I can feel an unknown force guiding me, urging me to go there and find something. Jinxie said she'll go search for the Sentinel and update me on its whereabouts. But so far, I have not heard anything from the City Hall yet.
Then shall we go check it out together? It feels really suspicious.
Let's go ask Jinxie about it. We have terminals to communicate. That is just the beginning. That's a pretty long cutscene.
Abby, are you getting sleepy again?
Let me take a quick nap, alright? I've got keen ears. If anything goes down, just give me a holler and I'll be up in a jiffy. I swear.
Gotta feed Abby those echoes. Eh. This place, I like the mood here. Actually, some areas do remind me of like the Deus Ex Human Revolution aesthetic. The music as well. Sanhua.
Greetings, Rover. What can I help you with today?
I'm here for Qinxi. I have questions about the Sentinel.
I regret to inform you that Madam Magistrate is not in the City Hall. She has left for Mount Firmament. In fact, we have not heard back from her for days.
So you don't know what she is up to?
Unfortunately, no. Please keep this confidential. The situation in Jinzhou is still unstable after our battle with the Threnodian. We must limit discussion of the Magistrate's whereabouts to a select few.
What's going on?
When we captured Scar, he claimed that the Fraxidus had imprisoned our Sentinel. It was around the same time that Madam Magistrate lost track of Sentinel Jue. If our Sentinel is truly in danger, or if someone with malicious intent obtains this information, the potential consequences could be as catastrophic as the previous Threnodian invasion. In order to investigate the Sentinel's whereabouts, Madam Magistrate has left for Mount Firmament, its last recorded location.
Shiny. Did Qinxi bring anyone with her? Bodyguards? Can you get in touch with them?
Madam Magistrate traveled to Mount Firmament alone. The looming threat of the Threnodian discouraged any additional diversion of human resources. Furthermore, when it comes to the Sentinel, force is not a viable solution.
I need to go to Mount Firmament to meet with the Sentinel.
Madam Magistrate trusts you. It is beyond my authorization to meddle in your decisions. However, the landscape around Mount Firmament is complex. One must be accompanied by a special wayfinder to navigate safely. That's all I know.
Where can I find this wayfinder then?
Currently, she's likely at the ferry terminal in Whining Ix's Mire. I'll reach out to her.
New character?
To learn more about Mount Firmament, you can meet her at the ferry. I lack the same level of understanding of the situation there as she does.
Alright.
I trust Madam Magistrate's decisions. I will do my utmost to handle the public matters on her behalf while she is away. This worry about her safety won't leave me. In her last video message, I could tell she seemed weaker than usual, despite her efforts to maintain composure. Madam Magistrate's situation might not be optimistic. Rover, Mount Firmament is a dangerous place. Please take care. I've sent the coordinates to your terminal. Thank you for your kind help. I pray you will both return safely.
Abby, are you there?
I'm listening. Hey, did you notice how the mountain has a strangely pleasant smell? It doesn't look edible, though.
I'm suddenly unsure whether I can count on you.
Well, of course I'm reliable. Even if I do happen to fall asleep and can't hear you. And don't worry, if there's any danger coming your way, I'll wake up like clockwork, just like last time. Well, unless there's nothing that can even remotely challenge you. In that case, I probably won't wake up.
That's a terrifying thought.
Let's head to the ferry. Mount Firmament. Our Wayfinder should have plenty of information to share.
I wonder if it's just a random NPC model or an actual playable character. Jinxie has gone missing and you just had an enigmatic dream. Did we accidentally skip that? Or was it in the last patch? That Wayfinder at the ferry may hold answers to these mysteries. Huh. Oh, it's a new region. Sure. Oh. Give me that loot.
You will obey. One is the sound. Stay behind me and brave. A change of perception. Lotus pervade.
I think they also added a sound effect for this.
An unexpected discovery.
When it formed, at least. Or at least it's more prominent. Oh, it's Changli? Okay, it's Changli.
Are you trapped here by the rain?
Thank you. Look at that angle.
No need for thanks. We're about to embark on a journey together, Rover.
Are you the Wayfinder?
I am Chun-Li, your Wayfinder. Don't worry, the rain won't last much longer. Our destination lies just beyond it. Rover, what do you know about Mount Firmament?
I also appreciate that the dialogue so far in the patch actually has coverage. Over the shoulder shots, a little, you know, the shot with the top shot with Changli walking towards us in the rain. I like those touches. Because it's not just the usual, you know, it stays in the world and you don't have any coverage of them and you're just reading text boxes at that point. It's the place where Jinzhou was founded.
There is a certain folk tale. Have you heard of it? While hiking in the mountains, a woodcutter came upon two people playing Weiqi and became enthralled with their game. Upon his return home, he found a world transformed. Everything was different, as if in a new reality. That mountain was a secret realm where time worked differently. The woodcutter only spent half a day inside, but outside, a century had passed.
Oh no, it's Krona.
Mount Firmament is such a place. But unlike this folktale, there is a price to pay for entering and exiting its grounds. If I spend a full day in the mountains, 10 days will be taken off my lifespan upon my leaving, reflecting the actual time that is passed outside. Not to mention, the situation on Mount Firmament right now is probably even more complex than before.
What happened?
The strange time patterns of Mount Firmament are tied to the Sentinel's temporal mandate. Time ebbs and flows at its will.
They're so fancy with these cutscenes.
If the Fraxidus really has imprisoned our Sentinel, causing it to lose control of its powers, that could explain the temporal disruptions. Which means Mount Firmament is basically a dead end, with no way out.
You are heading straight into the dead end.
Lifespan is not the top of my concerns. If you've decided to venture there, I'll join you as your wayfinder.
Have fun with the prog, Dewata. We'll be continuing ours tomorrow. We will be ending soon anyway. Thank you for hanging out. Good luck with those fates, the prog. We'll see you on the Dawn Trail path soon. Have fun. I wish I could join you.
Jinshi has stayed on Mount Firmament for too long.
Sanhua said she might be in danger.
She doesn't miss a thing, does she? Before Jinshi left for Mount Firmament, scales began appearing on her body, and her resonance ability was weakening. Those signs pointed to a dire situation for the Sentinel as well. That's why I must lead you there. You might have the key to solving our dilemma.
See, it's not just two people just standing in the world reading the text box. They're moving around, there's choreography, there's staging. What do you mean?
You're
Different
here
camera angles,
because I
different
invited you.
lenses.
Sanhua was instructed to disclose my whereabouts if you ever went to City Hall and asked about Jinshi.
Ah. How did you know I'd go to the city hall?
It's no surprise that you went to City Hall for answers, considering your memory loss and Jinshi's prolonged absence. I need to tell you the truth, because you've been the top priority. No, the sole concern of our enemy, the Fraxidus. That overseer tried everything to sway you and make you join their side before our battle with the reviving Threnodian.
Hey, welcome in, Tego. Duwata just headed off for Final Fantasy XIV Prague. Wish them well. And wishing you well, Tego. Hope things have been fine with you on your end. Hope you have an awesome weekend. We're just going through a quick session just checking out the new content for Wuthering Waves. I'm liking the staging of the dialogue. The recording of the English dialogue the dubbing is so much better. The performances have also gotten better. I'm glad I gave them a chance. And the way they're staging the main dialogues, it's nice. It's not just, they could have just made it, you're just, again, like I mentioned, like just standing there, no coverage whatsoever, talking, you're reading the dialogue box, just blabbing to each other, all these important things. But we're getting full, like, these beats to consider, then admire as well. The different lenses they use for the coverage of the shots, the way they move as they walk and talk and stop and pose a question. And it makes it, for me, it makes it so much more engaging. That overseer tried everything to sway you and make you join their side before our battle with the reviving Thernodian. Scar.
It's a clear sign that your involvement could disrupt their plans, especially at Mount Firmament.
Catching Rover's expressions, right? Why do they care so much about me?
Records at the Grand Library tell a tale of someone who dared to enter Mount Firmament after the Sentinels' descent, and they emerged unscathed, as if time had no hold on them.
That's us.
They were also said to have stood alongside the Sentinel. And here before me stands someone who bears an uncanny resemblance to that very individual.
You think that person is me?
Is it you? If not you, who else could it be?
I'm just really enjoying this patch's like cutscene dialogues. I also realized she has Makima eyes. Anyway, Honkai Apocalypse Whale. It is a blend of a lot of different inspirations, isn't it? The best thing about Wuthering Waves is that it doesn't casually condone imperialism and colonialism, to your knowledge. Well, are you talking about Final Fantasy XIV? Just because we sailed to a new area? Well, as someone who is playing the Dawn Trail, it isn't condoning imperialism and colonialism so far. In fact, it's standing against imperialism and colonialism. The whole story setup is preventing an expansionist and a supremacist from taking power. We're trying to actively prevent that from happening. If you're talking about Dawn Trail, I don't know what you're alluding to. Oh, a previous expansion. Okay. Well, it's been a while, so I don't want to get into that. But I do know is that you do love ribbing on Final Fantasy XIV. Is it you? If not you, who else could it be?
It took me some effort to finally reach this conclusion. Rover, the journey ahead is filled with danger at every turn. Once we venture into the mountains, there's no turning back. Are you sure you still want to join me?
I am the key to solving your dilemma. Then why ask?
As your wayfinder, I'll lead you to your destination. What you do after that is entirely up to you.
We're gonna have to leave this area for dailies, but thematically we should be stuck there until we're done. The timing of this, it's all rehearsed.
The rain is subsiding, and the sky will soon clear. It's time for us to head out.
You love ripping on all games, fair. But it's also cool that you do play all these games as well. We can be critical of games, but still enjoy them. This reminds you of the sequence in Ark Knights. Also featuring a dragon on top of a mountain. Oh. They're going overboard, man, with this patch. They're really trying to make up for the rough Act 1. I see all the glowy bits to pick up.
We're at the base of Mount Firmament.
Hey,
but we
heck
won't
yeah.
enter the temporal barrier until we cross the luminous shore.
Ah, we're not in the temporal
Shall we
barrier yet.
proceed? The storm is coming. Some people must be itching to pounce.
I'm on a boat. You generally appreciate the designs of waves, or we can be critical of games and not enjoy them. Playing a bad game, being miserable, that is awful. You can't stop. There's also that. It's not just unique to games as well. It's like, this movie is so terrible, but I want to know how it ends. Like, I rarely walk out of movies. I rarely stop movies. No matter how terrible it is, I just want to get to the end, kind of out of... just to say that I gave it a fair shake. I finished it. Wuthering Waves character designs get some flack for supposedly being cheap. You disagree? I think they're very coherent character design. Yeah, and I will agree. I agree it is more subdued than I was expecting. But the way it all comes together, they seem to be quite clear on the look and feel they're trying to go for. And I know people are underwhelmed because we're used to the big gacha games, Honkai, Genshin, and their character designs pop. And next week we're gonna get Zenless Zone Zero, and their character designs are super wild and colorful and crazy. But Wuwa, so far, as someone who has consistently played it and done dailies, and I did a couple of exploration quests, a bunch of side quests as well. You know, it's very... I don't know how to explain it. It's like the way it's shot, the way it's presented and staged. It's a quiet... There, it's... there, it's a quiet apocalypse. Like Simon Stalenhag's art. I'm feeling shades of that in the overall aesthetic and approach and the cinematography that I've seen with this patch, at least with the trailer. You know, there's this overwhelming feel of, not overwhelming, but there's this overall feel of melancholia and loss and nostalgia and the inevitability of everything. But everything still, you know, what is there is beautiful and neat. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't know. I just like the vibe so far. Is it a fun game? Yeah, I think it's a fun game. Was Act 1 terrible? I feel it was terrible. I really did not enjoy Act 1. Can they rewrite it? I don't know. And this new zone looks nice. So, what was I gonna say to just like finish my idea? Is it gonna lose a lot of its player base when the next Hoyo game comes out? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Will it maintain a player base? I think it has a chance. And from what I noticed, like again, like I watched clips of Close Beta 1. I played through the entirety of the main story up to this point. And I will reserve judgment after I go through this main story, which I will do so on stream once I get more time. This might be an opportunity for them to just tell the story they want to tell, how they want to tell it, instead of overcompensating for a very, admittedly very loud player base during the closed beta testing phase. I saw the huge difference in of the rewriting of everything. They tried to overcompensate from closed beta 1 to launch. And there are things in the new version with the rewrites that are better. Like, I feel like a mix of the two would have been great, but I feel like they overcompensated way too much. That Act 1 to 3 is a very terrible onboarding process in many ways. Not just narratively, but mechanically also. But I persevered. I got to the end, and the end of the main story before this patch was also very unfortunate, probably as a casualty of the rewrites, because there were characters there that were not introduced or mentioned whatsoever, but it felt like they were supposed to have content for them. So maybe this patch might be the start of Kuro. You know, no one has played this before. There's no beta there was no closed beta as far as I know for the future story content. So this will allow them to, and I will use the expression again, let Kuro cook rather than, you know, be badgered during closed beta to change the entire character and the story and villain in the first act to please a particular audience. So maybe, and I'm hopeful about it. The English dub, I gave it another shot. The recording is definitely better. The performances from Chisia and Yang Yang, I either got used to their voices already, or I'm pretty sure the voice actors are getting a lot of hate, unfortunately, from social media. But they're still there. They didn't recast them. They're moving forward with these English voice actors, and I felt like the performances came through better. And it also helped that the way they considered the cutscene dialogue, the dialogue cutscenes that we just saw, the way to introduce us to the next story arc, it definitely felt more polished compared to what we got in Act 1. Act 1 felt so unfinished, so unpolished, that I really hope they revisit it so it doesn't turn away new players. But it feels like, alright, we gotta give them a better onboarding experience for the next story. And this so far, it's gentle. I don't know what to expect yet, but feels polished and well done. Anyway, those are just my rambling thoughts. We're just gonna explore a bit more, then I'll have to dip out for a playtest session. The one movie in the past you wanted to walk out on was Ghost in the Shell 2016. The original Ghost in the Shell film, the very first one. I barely remember anything about it though, but I did love Standalone Complex because I could actually understand it. I was too young to appreciate Ghost in the Shell back then. Your issue with Hoyoverse is they are stunning, high quality work, but they're actually kind of incomprehensible. You'll see a character designed with a great setup, get up, and look super cool, but they'll be really bad at communicating who the character is. They don't properly reflect the concept or personality, or they're just great looking. Okay. The ScarJo film. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see how it ended. I did not enjoy the ScarJo film. Honkai Star Rail's campaign story isn't that great either. It doesn't get enough criticism for Act 1 basically being, we'll cover up crimes to preserve the existing political order. That one is a very mixed thing. At least the ending, I understand why they decided to... Well, it's more nuanced than that. They didn't cover it up. They considered how to delicately broach the truth in this particular time of turmoil. And I honestly, if I were in their shoes, I don't know if... some people will say the truth doesn't have to be kind, only true. Quoting Adam from Stellar Blade of all games. I did enjoy the story arc of Act 1 more than Act 2. I believe Xiancho in Honkai Star Rail was not very good at all. I didn't like the story arc in Xianzhou, but Yarilo was overall I really enjoyed it. At the end, I did have mixed feelings about it. But I'm not. My character is not the political leader of that area, and I cannot propose to say that simply telling everyone what truly happened at that current point in time would be the right choice to mend political divisions and get people moving again. There is definitely a way to handle that diplomatically without destroying everything that you built up to that point. So, yeah, I was definitely mixed about it. I'm confident that the truth will find its way out. But in the moment, in the heat of the moment, in the critical moment, a decision had to be made. And I will say at least 60-50. I was 60-50 on it. I was 60 in terms of like, I don't like it, but it has to be this way. And remember, it's not, well, that's the risk we take. And that's your political structure. I'd like to think that we as people who know about it, yeah, and that's what I liked about it. It was, they never really said if it was the best option or not.
An unexpected discovery.
So I really didn't really have much of a problem with that. I was mixed about it. I understand they are recovering and healing, and I believe that the group of people we established to hopefully run Yarilo from the underworld and the overworld, they will be able to work together. And I do understand the difficulty of being the one true one, only one leader, right? But that's why she's been leaning over the rest of the quests. She has been trying to learn from the other characters, not ignore their input, and definitely make it more communal decision making. So there are a lot of other nuances to like explore in terms of the Yarilo arc. Xianzhou, I just felt like we were wandering around aimlessly. I honestly was not invested in the Xianzhou arc. Penacony, I love the vibe of it. I enjoyed the premise of it. I honestly really did not enjoy the way they executed it. I just felt like we were just waiting for the next curtain reveal. Just listening to these people who love the sounds of their own voices talk about hyping up how smart and cunning they are in this web of mystery and deceit in this dream world. I freaking love Penacony as a world and a setting. I was just very frustrated about our role as the Nameless in the whole mystery. And I thought it would get better. It did for me personally. Like, okay, I love the setting, I love the characters, I love Penacony, but in the end, it's like I was just a bystander waiting for them to unveil the next curtain, and I didn't have any agency whatsoever in uncovering the mystery. The answers were given to us off screen. Everything happened off screen, and they just told us, this is the answer to the mystery we were hyping up this whole time. Welcome to Penacony. And then I don't know anymore. It's like, sure. And I think that that's where your interpretation comes in. I don't wanna come to the conclusion that they are apologists for historical revisionism and nationalism. I don't know what's going on in the writer's head there. You are free to interpret it that way, but I don't easily jump to conclusions like that where they're trying to push the agenda of this is right and the real world should be this way. Because I think then we fall into the danger of trying to guess what the writers are trying to tell us or what kind of conspiracy is being cooked up. Again, you're free to... I'm definitely not as critical as you are in terms of stories and fictional stories especially. It may be a blind spot of me to be able to separate these things largely from reality and hell, I would say the creators themselves. That I understand and I'm aware that that will push me into certain blind spots and biases, but more often than not, I also feel it's kind of unfair to just assume that this is what they want to push for in real life. By what the work is saying. And yeah, and again, that's why we have different interpretations into that. For me, I didn't feel like they were championing it as the best decision. There were characters there that I felt mixed for a reason, because there were also other characters saying this isn't right. But given the context being important, yeah. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention. I don't know what is it. They need a text log here. What's this?
Judging by its design and intricate details, it must be a creation of the court of Savante. This is what they call a chronosorter.
What is that? Court of Savante? We heard that before.
The Sentinel's temporal mandate, able to reverse small-scale events and restore objects to their previous state. My master once told me about the Court of Savante and their fearless quest to unravel the mysteries of Mount Firmament, risking all in their pursuit of understanding its strange flow of time.
Weren't they connected also to the retro rainfall?
Fruit in the form of fascinating inventions, such as this chronosorter. But it doesn't add up.
What's wrong?
Why hasn't this brilliant invention spread beyond Mount Firmament? This chronosorter was built beyond the temporal barrier, so its creator must have already paid the price for leaving. But even if they died, there are countless other CSC members who could replicate it. How did such advanced technology become lost? Or do these chronosorters stop functioning once they are removed from Mount Firmament?
Maybe that's the case. It needs the ethereal current from the mountain. What should we do now?
This chronosorter, weathered though it may appear, bears no signs of neglect. Someone has tended to it diligently. Let's give it a try.
Alright, get a teaser of another new feature in world exploration. Use the chronosorter to alter the flow of time in a small area, changing the state of certain items within that space. Yep. Move the timeline to the right to fast forward time in its effective range. Move the timeline to the left to rewind time in its effective range. After finishing your adjustments, the objects affected by the chronosorter will maintain the state they were in after the most recent timeline adjustment. Yeah, these are fun stuff like in other games. Ooh, whoosh. 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 Alright, I think that's all the time we have for today. I do need to jump into my playtest session. We'll continue our journey to Mount Firmament another time, but I'm pretty happy with the initial onboarding with the cutscenes, the English the English dubbing, the dialogue. And yeah, again, I don't know if it's just me, but I think the voices did get better. The acting did get better. The recording for sure is 100% better than what we got in Act 1. I really hope they'll go back and fix or polish up Act 1, because the onboarding for this at least, it is weird though. Like, I don't remember the flashback our character experienced about this area. I may have forgotten it from the main story, or maybe they just forgot to include the flashback scene. But overall, it has felt like a very nice and polished and intriguing setup of the premise for Mount Firmament. And it's clear now, like, what is Mount Firmament about, the time dilation going on there, the stakes that are, you know, it's simple, it's digestible, and it's focused. So we know what to do. We know what we're doing next time we visit this. But I will try to stream this whenever I do the main story, but I'm gonna continue my dailies and stuff, all that. Sorry, so let's just make sure we catch up with chat. You're not saying it doesn't make sense in the story. It just makes the writers come off as apologists for nationalism. Okay, also had no idea you're deep into Honkai's ongoing saga. I'm not caught up yet. I haven't finished Penacony yet. I did pick up Firefly, because I do love Firefly. How do you find time for Honkai between gestures at work? Nope, I'm not caught up with Honkai. I just log in, pick up my gems, do dailies, and if there's a sliver of time available to me, then I will make a bit of progress in the story. But I'm not even done with Penacony. So I again, my thoughts about Penacony, it may be unfair because I haven't finished it yet, but that's how I feel at this point. It's like I'm just waiting for them to talk about their next brilliant plan, which we will not do anything to uncover, and we just have to wait for someone to work off screen to deliver us the answer with a overly dramatic curtain reveal, and then pretend that it was such an awesome thing, but we never saw it happen. So you're not advocating for anyone to take your view or to take any particular action either. You absolutely respect and appreciate when you disagree. You never push back when you do because your opinion is not more important than yours. But if your opinion to make you feel uncomfortable because you do disagree, that's not something I'm trying to impel upon you. Anyway, as mentioned above, checking out TB Skyen, but you might love his stuff. The voice acting feels meaningfully better. It is. Overall. And actually, even in the base game, Cien, everyone else outside of the friend group, Baicher was fine. I believe most people really had an issue with Yang Yang and Chisia. And for me, okay, their acting was spotty in the first act, but it was their recording of the dialogue that really threw me off. So now that I was worrying, I was bracing myself for the first people you talk to at the start of this patch quest is Chisia, Chisia, and Yang Yang. So I wanted to give them a shot. I stuck with English. And now that they're recorded properly, it helps their performance even better. And on top of that, I felt the minute adjustments they did to their delivery of lines. And coupled with the staging and the shooting, it was a team effort. It all came together, and I felt like it is very much more serviceable. But all the other English voice actors, the NPCs, the side characters, they're actually not bad in English, like in my opinion. So I'm sticking with English. I'm pretty okay with it. I'm still not sure what to feel about Abby, our little Paimon stand-in, but we're good. So again, sorry, I'm extending. I need to jump into my playtest. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow for the continuation of Dawn Trail. Thanks for the discussion. Thanks for dropping in. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being here, everyone. I'll see you all on the next stream tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. And as always, welcome to the table. Have a great day. And I'll see you all on the next adventure. Here are our socials if you wish to become a part of the Tabletop Cinema community. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you all. Bye-bye.